I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo.
Donald Trump was in court yesterday. Of course, you saw the absolute creepiest video you've ever seen. The judge smiling and smirking in the courtroom, like literally giggling that he gets to be on the Trump reality show. Trump makes claim that 80% of the fraud case will be thrown out because the statute of limitation has expired. President gives thumbs up in court as judge slams prosecutors for waste of time for having accountants testify. Oh, man. So, Donald Trump is back in court today. This charge, once more, I mean, again, I'm no lawyer here, but shouldn't somebody have to be a victim to be sued? As Hunter Biden describes, this is the price of power. The Bidens have institutional power. Donald Trump, who had never served in office before, does not. Does not. And so the system then acts in an antibody fashion to go after Donald Trump. And that is precisely what is happening. What are they going after Donald Trump for? Well, saying that his properties have value. Having that value being fungible. I mean, the value of your house. What's the value of your house? The price that someone will pay for it. It's esoteric. It's in your mind. Like, everyone thinks that various things that they have certain value. Until you put it on the free market, you actually don't know. But some sultan can come in and pay 10x the price. And you're like, oh, hey, here's Mar-a-Lago for $1 billion. I mean, what? Like, how do you even charge this? The banks aren't suing Trump. The lenders aren't suing Trump. The FEC isn't suing Trump. The mortgage backers aren't suing Trump. The people who are charged interest weren't suing Trump. The financial processing companies aren't suing Trump. All of them were paid on time and in full. It's the government. Letitia James, who found this absolute asshat of a judge, who really is a creepy dude, deeply creepy dude, going after Trump because of his politics. Something that the Bidens, of course, have never had to have happen to them because the system is so slanted in their favor. Now you're starting to see like just the smallest possible scintilla of a scrape of accountability happening to the Bidens. Donald Trump back in court today. Nobody was planning on Donald Trump being in court in New York. I think he's making a statement here. Watch.
Leading information and corrupt information by a very corrupt and incompetent Attorney General, Letitia James. This woman is grossly incompetent. She ran on the basis, I will get Trump without knowing anything about it. So he's been given this information. It's now been proven to be false, such as Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, being worth $18 million, when in fact it's much closer to $1.5 billion. And I appreciate very much the officials of Palm Beach calling yesterday and writing and saying that she was very wrong. That's not the way you value the property. So she said it was $18 million. It's $1.5 billion. Likewise, we've just recently sold two properties for many times what they were worth. Many times what they were worth in the financial statements. And the statements are actually much lower than the actual net worth.
So Donald Trump is continuing to go out during the breaks of this trial and speak to the press. And it's actually an incredible tactic because the cameras love Donald Trump. And Donald Trump loves the cameras. And Donald Trump is able to make his case outside of the courtroom when he's not under oath and present this case to the American people. And it's working. Donald Trump saying that the racist attorney general, very low IQ person named Letitia James in New York, somebody who's, man, are you reading the headlines out of New York? Like, you can't defend yourself anymore. The crime, all of New York City has turned into a massive migrant camp full of criminal aliens who break the law. The first act they do in this country is break the law, and then they continue to break the law every second they spend in this country. They are criminal aliens. That's the correct nomenclature for them. They're not economic migrants because they plant their flags when they come into this country. They plant their flags on our border. That's an invasion. That's conquest. That's not migrant. That's not like the people at the base of the Statue of Liberty. The crime in New York is rampant, breaking all-time highs, murders and robberies. The entire state's going completely to hell people are fleeing. And the Attorney General is saying that her number one priority is, well, exactly what's happening here. At least somebody followed through on their promises. Watch.
I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president when our fundamental rights are at stake. I believe that the president of these United States can be indicted for criminal offenses.
Will you sue him for us?
Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the He's going to know my name personally.
That man in the White House who can't go a day without threatening our fundamental rights. Yes, we need to focus on Donald Trump and his abuses. We need to follow his money. We need to find out where he's laundered money. We need to find out whether or not he's engaged in conspiracy. It's important that everyone understand that the days of Donald Trump are coming to an end.
I look forward to going into the office of Attorney General every day, suing him, defending your rights, and then going home.
Joseph Stalin says, show me the man, I'll show you the crime. This is why the Stalin courts are famous in Bolshevik Russia, the Bolshevik Soviet Union. This is why the system of communism works for the communist, because people live in perpetual fear. And this is what Bolshevism looks like. Show me the man, I'll show you the crime. This is the American version of that. Letitia James is demonstrating this. And so is the judge. We brought you this incredibly creepy image of this smirking judge. This guy who rips off his glasses and goes in front of the camera yesterday. I mean, it is truly some of the most breathtaking footage I've seen live. He should have never allowed footage of himself in the courtroom. The judge allowed the TV cameras. He couldn't help himself. He allowed the TV cameras to come in. Now, we've hunted down some old footage of this judge that will tell you everything you need to know about what a diseased, a cretin this man is. So they judge-shopped. They clearly judge-shopped and found their own Bolshevik judge. Here's the footage of him in the courtroom. He can't help himself. Can't help himself. Smirking for the posing for the cameras. Watch.
Where they will be thrilled. And that's the problem, is that, you know, you have James now being shown in the background. You've got Trump in the foreground. And it fulfills the narrative on both sides. Trump is likely right. I mean, he's being shown.
See me? So this judge, Arthur Engoron, has given some speeches. Back in 2015, this judge gave his speech. This probably attracted the attention of the people who wanted to get Trump. He gave a speech about something called summary judgment, where he can overrule a jury if he thinks the jury has come to the wrong conclusion. How the hell is that legal? But here's the clip. Tell me if you see the problem with what this clear tyrant says.
Now, I'm going to say something controversial, even though I'm being taped. Juries get it wrong a lot. That's my own opinion. I do only civil trials, personal injury cases, contract disputes. But I've had situations where, like, oh my heaven's sake, how could they have thought that? Well, I have a tool that I can deal with that. It's called judgment notwithstanding the verdict. I can say there is no possible way that a reasonable jury would have reached that conclusion. And all right, am I following the law or am I making law? Okay, I'm following law. I'm an impartial referee, but it's hard to factor out my own emotions. And I have tools. Somebody can say, well, Your Honor, you have to throw out this case because it's just like another case. Well, is it just like another case? What if the defendant was wearing a red sweater instead of a blue sweater?
What if the defendant was wearing a red sweater instead of a blue sweater? Am I making the law? Am I following the law? Well, I don't know. Boy. Maybe I should consider leaving the United States of America for courts in North Korea, where we have a situation where I can just serve dear leader. I don't know. Oh boy. I must get home in time to watch Matlock. Time to find Donald Trump is guilty. Send him to go down and live in the Bahamas in Sam Bankman-Fried's new apartment. Who the hell are these people? I mean, they're doing a lot of damage to themselves, I'm telling you, by exposing who these people are. How many times has the state of New York brought that man a case in order to have him do what's called summary judgment, where he just says, screw the jury got it wrong, you're guilty, I don't like you. I don't like your red sweater. He said it! Ladies and gentlemen, in seconds we're going to be joined by Donald Trump's attorney. But there is a man who I've been missing on all of this. I do not watch live television. You will find me, if I were going to watch the Super Bowl, I'd probably TiVo it. Like, I'd be okay watching it like a day later. I don't care. I don't watch sports. I did sit my butt on my couch every single night to watch Tucker every single night at 8 p.m. Because I thought, like, I know that it is important. Like, it was important to sort of, like, understand the wisdom of Tucker Carlson. And in these moments, we are lacking as a movement. So it is wonderful that Tucker Carlson dropped an incredible bit last night. We hope you watch the entire thing. It's 30 minutes plus. Victor Davis Hanson. But there's a part in his monologue, and Tucker did a monologue, awesome, that really cut to the core. And it's why I just miss so very much Tucker Carlson, who was like salt and light in times like these. Please.
Just this morning, Donald Trump appeared in court in New York in a civil case brought by the state's attorney general that was designed explicitly to keep him out of the White House. That case is part of a larger legal barrage against Trump that so far includes a total of 91 felony counts, every one of them politically motivated. But today's civil case is especially absurd. In fact, it's hard to overstate its ridiculousness. In sum, Trump stands accused of inflating the value of collateral used to secure loans that he has already paid back with interest. In other words, there is no injured party in this case. The biggest banks in the world assessed the risk, and they made a profit, as they almost always do. Not a single person was defrauded. For this non-crime, Trump and his children are in the process of losing their homes and their businesses.
Bolshevism, communism, true critical theory, critical legal theory has come to America. All is allowed and permissible for power. It's a scary time, ladies and gentlemen. It's a time where we need to open our eyes and accept what's going on and be sober about it. And if we wish to not live in America that does this, then we must organize. And we must speak the truth above all.